Okay, a little more things about a little more information about our own creation here. As our creation continues to evolve, there will be no more material belts. It is only this one, because the creation, this is how it evolves. Now, interestingly enough, I talked earlier about that there are 7 levels. There's a little bit more to this. As the creation itself continues to evolve, it is now expanding and sending energies all out, all through itself, which is called the universe. It will go through stages of development, and those development stages are the process of evolving fine matter into coarse matter, which facilitates the evolution of the creation itself. You see, as creation gets an idea for a plant, an animal, or a human, that plant, animal, or human then, in its coarse matter state, in its material form, itself gathers information, learning, and wisdom. And it is that learning, experience, and wisdom which contributes to the evolution then of the creation. Because just like the creation, and being a small part of the creation, it then is thinking. And what's thinking? Thinking is the creation of an idea, isn't it? And what's an idea? An idea is the formation of logic. What is matter? If you take logic and concentrate it, at a certain point it becomes matter. Okay, so all of us as physical beings, the animals, the plants, everything that is existing because of the idea that the fine matter world had to create it, is now evolving on and contributing more ideas, more energy to the spiritual fuel, you might want to call it, or evolution of the creation itself. So we're all little small parts of the creation. Everything is. A tree, a squirrel, an animal, a planet, a moon, everything is. They are all part of the natural, intelligent, logic evolution of the creation itself. Hence, you can start to see what responsibility that we have as little minute creatures and spirit forms of the creation, why we have to start taking the entire creation itself into considerations of respect. Not something that we're doing well on this planet at this point. Up to now, we've been looking at the planet as something that we can just plunder and do whatever we want with. We dig holes in it and drag the oil and gas out of it. We dig holes in it. We blow it up. We do whatever we want because we just look at it as a dumb old piece of dirt or something that we're living on. We have no respect for it, and we have no respect for it because we have no understanding of why it's important. We don't know at this point what the creation is doing. So hopefully, knowledge that the Plejadians are providing us with through Billy will get out into the world and people will become more and more aware of the respect that we need to have for creation, and we can move towards a better understanding of how to live in harmony with it. Well, anyway, our creation is going to continue evolving. It will go through all these levels of growth, of different levels of evolution, of creating suns and planets and flora and fauna and people. All of these things continuing to evolve, providing the evolution of the creation. At a certain point, the creation itself, or the universe as we're calling it also, will pull back into itself. Now this is pretty fascinating. You see, so far, the universe has been out there just growing, okay? And it's been doing that actually for 47 trillion years. That's right. The creation that we are living in is 47 trillion years since that original embodied idea decided to create this universe that we are in, this creation that we are living in. Now, we have no way of tracking that because the material or coarse matter, part of the universe is not nearly that old. So, since our science at the moment can only track something in material form, we have no idea how old that the creation really is. When, in fact, our creation will go through a total lifespan of 311 trillion 40 billion years. That will be the entire lifespan of the creation that we are in. This creation has gone through so far 47 trillion years of that, which is about 1/6 of the way through its cycle. In your exhibits, there's also a little drawing there showing that there are 7 levels of development to a creation. A creation will go through this 311 trillion year cycle of expansion, evolution, and then it contracts and pulls back into itself. At that point, the creation then goes into kind of a sleep stage, you might call it. It's now cogitating all the things that it has learned. It's in a sleep state, and then again, it will repeat the same cycle that it did. It will now have more knowledge than it did before because it's more evolved. It has now benefited from the experience and wisdom of all of its spirit form parts, which is all of the flora, fauna, and human kingdom throughout the entire creation. Since its inception for trillions of years, it has benefited from all of that knowledge, and now it's going to do it again. And it will go through again, creates another universe. It will go through more advanced stages of development. It will again create planets, suns, flora, fauna, and the human kingdom. And it will evolve all the way through a cycle again. And once again, it will pull back together into a sleep stage. The universe that we live in is called the creational universe because it creates human life. It creates beings like ourselves that do evolve, and that's its mechanism of evolution. Its mechanism, its method by which it evolves is to create small life forms, bit parts of itself that go out and do, experience, think, form logic, and contribute to it the whole of its evolution. So it's called the creational universe. It will go through 7 cycles of creating itself in universe form and sleeping in between. So it's life and death, more or less. It's off and it's on. There's a creation, there's an expansion, there's a contraction, there's a sleep period. Okay? It does this 7 times, and then it changes, kind of a metamorphosis, into another kind of universe. After it has done this 7 times, this mechanics of creating material belts and creating different kinds of life forms which contribute to its evolution, that mechanics will be done 7 times, and then it's turned into, you might say, it itself evolves into a different kind of universe called an Ur universe, U-R. Okay? And then an Ur universe also will go through 7 cycles of growth, but it's different. It doesn't go through the material belt process. Ur universes are fine matter all the way through all the time, but they have a specific function. Ur universes create other creational universes. They're kind of like the mother universes, okay? And this is where the process, logic, and understanding of birth comes from. Within the creation, it knows how to create other coarse matter beings. So our creational universes know this, evolve into an Ur universe. Ur universes go through 7 stages of developing other creational universes. Okay? And then after an Ur universe goes through its 7 levels of its own evolution of learning and understanding how to create entirely new universes to start off, new creational ideas. It then evolves into what's called a central universe. Very little is known about a central universe, and the Plejadians have only figured out these 3 stages. It's quite possible there may be other stages of development also of the universes, but none is known yet. It's quite possible there will probably be 7 levels altogether, because the universe, the creation so far, seems to revolve totally around 7s all the way through. It evolves in 7 levels. It itself goes through 7 stages of development. Each level of coarse matter life that is within the creation, whether it's animal, plant, or human, goes through 7 stages of development, which we're going to spend a little more time on in a minute, talking about the 7 stages of development of the human life. So universes, or creations, go through basically 3 stages of evolution that the Plejadians know about so far. These simple universes, like we are in, of creating material belts, then Ur universes, and that also evolve into creational central universes. Okay, I see by the tape machine here that we're running out of tape, so I'll see you on the other side.